Tja, hallo und willkommen zurück zu Vampyr. Wir sind in Whitechapel angekommen. Das Hospital ist soweit, ich weiß, alles erstmal mit Nebenaufgaben und so erledigt. Da muss ich selbst nochmal schauen. Moment. Ja, hier oben steht es ja, Whitechapel, hier ist noch nichts. West End sind wir noch nicht. Whitechapel sind noch ein paar Nebendinge, die ich gerade verfolge. Östliche Untersuchungen, Pembroke Hospital. Ja, genau, das ist das, was ich erledigt habe, alles so. Bei den Dogs gibt es noch nichts. Denke ich mal, wir legen mal los. Also ich leg los und ihr schaut mir dabei zu. So, jetzt haben wir es. Es ist immer komisch, wenn man wir machen erstmal sagt. Okay, so. Nachdem ich jetzt nochmal umgeschalten habe und auf Nummer sicher gehe, wo alles läuft, kann es losgehen. Ich habe nämlich jetzt 2 Aufgaben. Einmal die Haupt und da ist dann noch... Wieso sind da so... Oh, ach nein, ich gehe erstmal. Ich versuche erstmal. Ich muss hier ein... Ach Gott, was rede ich denn hier wieder? Finde Darius Peterson und sprich mit ihm. Ich glaube, das ist erstmal wichtiger. Dass wir in Whitechapel ankommen. Oh, das ging ja schnell. Auch niemand groß unterwegs, ja? Wundert mich. Hier glänzt was. Darius Peterson, ja, bin ich gespannt, um was jetzt geht. So, klopf, klopf.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is.
Ach, du
Maybe I
liebe
could start
Zeit.
by observing what he's up to.
Observing what he's up to. Das ist ja gleich in der Nähe. Also ich muss ja untersuchen, wer der Typ wirklich ist. Jetzt lass mal 1 machen, ja, damit ich ja Überblick richtig habe. Nicht mehr verfolgen. Weil ich will, wenn schon, denn schon eine Geschichte. So. Wenn ich das einschalte, was soll ich hier jetzt? Ah, ich kann meine Augen... Ach so, das habe ich am Anfang nicht begriffen.
It's locked.
Also, Mr. Peterson, wie soll ich denn hier was rausfinden in der Nähe? Komme ich irgendwo oben rein? Ich will ihn ja nicht überfallen. Da ist doch was. Da ist doch was im Haus. Kann ich wirklich hier oben irgendwo lang? Nein. Am Ende ist es wieder einfach. Okay. Gehen wir eine große Runde. Es sind bestimmt auch ein paar Türen dabei, wo ich irgendwann mal rein darf. Das ist eine lange Runde, also ich glaube nicht, dass ich mich so weit entfernen muss. Auf jeden Fall gibt es da viele Hinweise darauf, was Dante Peterson im Schilde führt. Das ist nicht wirklich ein Hinweis. Ich kann ja hier nicht reinschauen. Oh, doch. muss nur eine Weile warten.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be from Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nethercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked, all right. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
In der Nähe von der Kirche ist ein Journalist, der mehr wissen soll. Okay. Wir ermitteln weiter. Unten sind schon wieder Typen, die sind die ausnahmsweise mal.
Can't you just look the other way this week, Joe? Come on, we can sort it out, right?
It's not my call, Barrett. You pay one way or another.
Please, Joe. How long have we known?
Oh, hier kann ich überall mal rein, ne? Aber ich gehe am besten erstmal der Geschichte hier.
Unable to see the true horror around you.
Ein Journalist in der Nähe der Kirche, also geht das jetzt hier weiter oder zurück? Es geht zurück, also müsste er hier irgendwo in der Umgebung sich rumtreiben. Ah, toll.
The safer place is to be than here. Don't come no closer. A leech!
Oh, my fucking beast! Kill him, what you serve.
Was hat denn der für ein Zeug? Meine Güte, ey. Das bringt auch Geld ein, ja. Ich höre das gerne, das Geräusch. Okay. Journalist. 46 Meter. Ich bin hier bei der Kirche. Oh, hier geht's nicht rein. Ich glaube, ich bin erstmal sowas von falsch. Aber da sehe ich zumindest mal, wie weitläufig das noch wird.
The walls of your home will not protect you, for there is no protection against the
Naja. Komm ich hier rein, ja. Wer schreit hier schon wieder? Hab dich schon gesehen. Hör auf. Journalist in der Nähe der Kirche. Ah, den habe ich schon geplündert. Was steht hier schon wieder rum? Bleiben Sie zu Hause. Ja. Ja. Dem, was mir hier begegnet ist.
Oh, Carmelia, the silent flower of...
Bist du das?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful? That's quite an unusual way to speak about the epidemic. And very inappropriate, I must say.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Why?
What can you tell?
Not much.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to...
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Ah, okay, hier ist wieder jemand.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Der kennt diesen Journalisten, ist nur enttäuscht, dass der seine Arbeiten nicht veröffentlichen wollte. Und ich habe den doch hier irgendwo gesucht, oder? Ich bin doch immer noch in der Nähe der Kirche, oder? Nicht. Jetzt muss ich mal auf die Karte schauen. Was mache ich hier eigentlich? Oh, ich muss wieder komplett zurück. Komplett hier rum zurück oder hier durch zurück? Hier durch, okay. begegnet mir wenigstens nicht unbedingt irgendwie
Oh,
noch.
Camellia, the silent flower of Whitechapel. An
Alter,
angel
das
made
glänzt was.
flesh, I tell you.
Ein Poet. Ja, hier tun sich wieder schön viele Nebenmissionen auf. Das ist auch wunderbar. Wo bin ich denn jetzt hier? Wir müssen wieder raus. Hier. I'm a little bit confused. Oh nein, jetzt nicht. Jetzt suche ich erstmal den Journalisten. Also was es mit der Frau hier auf sich hat. Vielleicht frage ich mal. Oh, wo gehe ich denn jetzt wieder hin? Oh, echt, das ist alles so. Das ist doch die Kirche. In der Nähe der Kirche ist er ja. Und vorhin war ein Priester, mit dem ich noch nicht gequatscht habe. Meter. Ich dachte mir immer, der ist jetzt gleich hier in der Nähe. Ach, da vorne steht er doch. Der Priester meine ich. Und nicht der Journalist, den ich suche. Gibt's hier auch was? Höchstens eine Stelle, wo ich mal verschwinden kann. Später. Erstmal aufs Wesentliche konzentrieren. Ah, ich glaube. Oder auch nicht. Ich habe keine Ahnung. Mal sehen.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed. So much for the glorious British Empire.
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
That's quite honorable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters...
Whitechapel is the...
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's a disgrace. People are left to die alone. No one is properly informed of the risks.
These are bad times indeed.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Ich habe mit dem doch schon gesprochen, der hinter der Kirche ist. Muss ich wieder die Runde gehen. Ah, okay, wir reden erst mal mit dem Priester hier.
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
A scientist? You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
Well, I suppose I can spare a few minutes listening to your so-called truth.
As a doctor, you must be aware of the decimating epidemic. But let me tell you that this so-called Spanish flu is just the beginning of the end.
What do you mean?
The beast is finally revealing itself, corrupting the flesh and the heart of men. With my own eyes I have seen them, those minions from the abyss.
Really? And what would be your answer to this biblical threat?
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left then?
Cleansing fire.
Tell me, Tobias, what exactly is your plan concerning the cleansing of this city?
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified by the flames.
Science and progress are our only hope against the monstrosity hidden behind this epidemic.
See, Doctor? Now you acknowledge the presence of evil within the city's walls. Now you start to admit the truth.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you? Answers about the Armageddon about to strike the city. Answers about the hidden truth.
I am. But the answers I seek are based on facts, not superstition. What do you mean when you say that I am more lost than you thought?
All scientists are entangled in a world of causes and consequences, and most of them can't see the plain truth.
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me. But what do I know? Blinded by science as I am.
But you are seeking answers, aren't you?
Well,
As a doctor,
what do you mean?
the beast.
I have heard enough. Goodbye.
Das hab ich wieder mal etwas versaut. Ach, okay. Gehen wir nochmal zu den Poeten. Ach, ich glaube aber auch, dass es keine wirklichen Auswirkungen hat. Ich hoffe es mal. Dass es keine Auswirkungen hat auf die Geschichte. Es ist eher der Zustand der Bevölkerung oder sowas, was ich da gelesen habe, was das auswirken könnte. Wo war denn jetzt der Journalist? Der Dichter. Hier ist er doch. Ah, okay. Ist ja nicht so lange her. Okay, mal sehen.
Good evening, Mr. Nethercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir. Can I be of any help?
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain?
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty.
What can you tell?
Not much.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Das bringt mich jetzt nicht wirklich weiter. Hier fehlt mir ein Hinweis.
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Ich muss mal schauen. Ja. Ah ja. Okay. Naja, hoffnungsvoller Romantiker. Das bedeutet, ich muss wieder zurück. Ich weiß nicht. Ich muss erstmal das mit dem Report Oder war das wirklich die, die ich ansprechen muss? Bitte sei nicht weg. Okay.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Very well. Goodbye then.
Ja, sie ist stumm. Aber das bedeutet ja nicht, dass sie kann ja auch was aufschreiben. Ja. Nochmal, mal schauen, wo laufe ich denn jetzt wieder hin? Finde den Briefkasten. Blumenstrauß. Blumenstrauß, ein Gutschein für eine kostenlose medizinische Untersuchung. Das ist doch ein Briefkasten, oder? Kleiner. Da ist immer dasselbe drin. Finde den Briefkasten. Komme ich nicht rein. Hier kenne ich nur die. Wo soll ich denn hier bitte schön einen Briefkasten finden? Darius Petersons Brief.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Let me in, ja. Finde einen Weg, Darius, ja. Da gehe ich jetzt hin. Wir können uns doch... Nein, wir unterhalten uns später. Ich habe jetzt erstmal die Hauptmission im Kopf. Möglichst umgehen. Möglichst. Es lädt. Okay. Hauptsache nicht so oft. Das ist mir das letzte Mal passiert, wo ich länger gespielt habe. Okay. Jetzt sind wir auch schon da. Jetzt habe ich doch nun einige Dinge, die mich schon weiterbringen.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again? Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Okay, du wirst diese Entscheidung nicht bereuen. Sollte ich das tun eigentlich?
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Petrescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Tell me everything.
I do not...
Tell me
I do not...
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
Ja, den habe ich auch genug ausgefragt erstmal, fürs Erste. Und jetzt sollte ich mal die Treppen hochgehen langsam, wenn hier nichts mehr ist. Ja, wenn hier nichts mehr ist, natürlich.
It's locked, all right.
Na, ich möchte mal wissen, wie ich die irgendwann mal aufkriege. Halt, hier glänzt doch noch was.
It's locked.
Okay, irgendwelche Treppen nach oben. Habe ich nicht irgendwelche gesehen irgendwo? Ich kam doch hier rein. Die soll irgendwo hier sein. Hier ist auch... wollte er mich fertig machen? Wollte mich fertig machen? Das ist doch nicht... Hier geht's doch wieder nach draußen. Finde Dorothea Crane. Ja, scheint es hier wirklich nicht mehr rauszugehen irgendwie. Nicht da, wo ich reinkomme. Hier vielleicht? Ah, ich habe sie gefunden. Da scheinen wieder sehr viele kranke Menschen rumzuliegen. Ja. Spanische Grippe. Und übrigens auch der erste... Vor dem Krieg, von dem die sprechen, ist der Erste Weltkrieg. Ja. Das nur mal nebenbei erwähnt, jetzt seit 8 Parts. Okay. Wer weiß, was auf mich jetzt zukommt. Was ist das hier für... Ah, die Treppen hoch. Jetzt, ist okay. Der hat mir es eigentlich erklärt. Aber wie nehme ich denn überhaupt meine... Wie nimmt man denn die Medizin? Müsste ich ja eigentlich längst mal wissen. Ne? Oha. Warum steht die hier drin? Oh, wieder verschlossen. Ich krieg das nicht auf. Hauptsache es ist kein Grafikfehler. Das kann ich mir schon vorstellen, dass das einer ist. Hilft Dorothea Crane. Ich fürchte, der ist nicht zu helfen. Ich fürchte, ich habe hier einen kleinen Bug. Geh erstmal wieder nach draußen und mal schauen, ob sich die ganze Sache legt. Wenn nicht, dann habe ich jetzt ziemlich Pech. Dann komme ich hier nicht weiter. Das ist nicht normal, ey. Oh nein, dann bin ich hier genauso erstmal raus. Das Spiel hat sich aufgehangen erstmal. Beim nächsten Mal dann wieder weiter. Ich hoffe, ich muss jetzt nicht bis hierher nochmal spielen. Das wäre der Wahnsinn. Ich hoffe, es pegelt sich ein. Und wie immer, vielen Dank fürs Zusehen und Zuhören. Ich bin ganz schön hoffen. Also ich hoffe wirklich. Ich bin guter Dinge, wollte ich sagen. Okay, bis zum nächsten Mal hier bei Vampyr. Ich bin weg.